It's funny how sometimes people like enter your life without you ever meeting them. Like you don't get to know them, but you hear stories about this person through the people that you know or a friend of a friend, but then they just keep coming up and you feel like they're in your life, even though you've never met them. Wouldn't know them on the street if you saw them, right? There was a guy like that for me named Marty. I never met Marty. Wouldn't have been able to track him down if you gave me a 23andMe and a genealogy test or something like that. I knew Marty through stories because Marty had an interesting life. This dude spent a bunch of time in France. He was American born, lived in France for a long time, learned French super fluently, and apparently he told one of his friends, this is how I heard the story, that he dreamed in French. Like he spoke English, obviously, and he lived in the States again, but his dreams would just be full of people speaking French at different points and stuff. And it came up because here in the US, he met someone and they fell in love, but she was French. So went all the way to France, didn't meet anybody. Came back here, met a French woman, right? And there was a day where Marty, he basically, in a nutshell, forgot his girlfriend's birthday. It was their first year together, so we're still like been dating some months, but hanging out all the time and everything. I said, my birthday, you're supposed to remember. That's part of the relationship quiz. And it kept seeming like maybe there was a surprise waiting or he was pretending to have forgotten or something. And then he went and took a nap. Yeah, not only did you forget my birthday, you napping in my face. And then I guess when she realized that he genuinely did forget, she woke him up. And she woke him up mad. And when she was mad, she'd go straight to French, right? Because she'd be so mad she wasn't putting it in English for him. And so he woke up to his girlfriend yelling at him in French. So he thought he was still dreaming. So wakes him up. Can't believe you forget my birthday. What's wrong with you? Are you out of your mind? You over here playing in my face all day? All in French. I'm paraphrasing. And then he was squinting, real tired, and was looking up at her and just wonders, I guess, to himself, am I having a dream right now? And so he casually, while she's yelling at him, puts his finger in her mouth. I don't know if you ever had somebody forget your birthday before, but you definitely have not had them put their finger in your mouth as you were letting them have it. And there was felt like dozen funny stories like that about Marty. Marty was an interesting dude, and he just moved in different circles than me. Never met Marty or anything. But Marty got older, got married, had some kids and stuff. And then Marty got sick, and Marty had cancer. And, there were some treatments that they could try, but it wasn't looking good, and his insurance wasn't gonna cover it, and he couldn't do it out of pocket, and Marty passed away. And it's crazy because one of the other things about Marty that people talked about was how he was like a good boss. It's sometimes hard to be a good boss because people don't like being bossed around. Like people don't enjoy someone telling them what to do, but somebody got to tell you what to do if we all work here. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't just show up to work and be like, you figure out whatever you feel like. Nothing would get done. Like there do need to be bosses sometimes in certain situations. It's just how you are a boss, Like there are certain managers that I've had in my life that honestly, I had the easy job and they still made it hell because they were hell to be around, you know? There's nothing like having an easy job that you know is an easy job. I could do this in my sleep, but I gotta do it next to a jerk. That's the worst, you know? You know those people, got time to lean, got time to clean. And this is another thing I have to accept about bosses, I have to accept about managers. There are some jobs where genuinely, it's in the handbook. It's like part of the job. The job makes you kind of come off like, or maybe turn into a bastard. Do you know what I mean? Because there are policy handbooks of companies where if you got time to lean, you got time to clean is in the book. They just quote them. So there are some jobs where you got to be a monster to do them. And there's some jobs that make you a monster, you know? I was thinking about that when the shooting in New York happened. I know. Because for me, in case you didn't know, in case you somehow have not been on Earth, there was a shooting in New York. Basically, this dude walked up behind CEO of United Healthcare and he shot him several times and then he went off, right? But apparently he had been camped out there waiting. That dude walks past him. He goes pop, 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 pop. And then he jumps on apparently a city bike, which is not advisable. And then he heads over to Central Park and disappeared into the night/day, because it was day. It was broad daylight, too. That's also what felt so insane about it. It happened during the day. You got to understand, there's New York day things and New York night things. We usually keep the shootings after dark. And when it happened, it shook everything up. Everyone was obsessed. The news was obsessed. The news was obsessed when it happened. The news was like, finally, we have something to talk about that's not Trump. Oh, wow. What a day. So the news talked about it all day. The news talked about it nonstop. The news would even have people on to discuss it who clearly were just finding stuff out in the moment with us on the news. They would bring the expert on and then play the clip. And then the expert would watch the clip and be like, damn, it's like you were supposed to know, sir. That's why you're on the news. The news was absolutely obsessed, right? The news even did a thing that I've never seen before that I very much resented, because I'm just gonna be honest with you. This entire time, I'm just gonna be telling you how I feel. I'm not gonna tell you how to feel. I'm not gonna judge how anyone feels. I'm just talking about myself, right? When I saw it happen, when I saw that video footage that they played, when I saw that dude walk up and pull out a gun and point it at that CEO, I thought to myself, thank God those are white hands. Oh. When I saw those lily white hands, when I saw those pearly white hands, I thought to myself, what a white sight. What a beautiful white thing to happen that does not have anything to do with me, that should not blow back on me at all. What a white moment in America. And then in their obsession, continually, over and over again, describing what happened, going over what happened, the news did something. CBS this morning showed the clip. they showed this man walk up, pull out the gun, and they said on CBS in the morning, a light-skinned man. No. No, light skin. When has the news ever said light skin? What's next, CBS? Red bone? Light skin. I was horrified. No, you know, if it had been a black person, they would say black, because they love saying black. Anytime a black person does something, the news is like, this black was last seen at the scene of the crime. You know this black. If you've seen this particular black, call this number so you can report him for his blackety-black crime. Guys, light skin. The news was obsessed with it, top to bottom. You could not watch anything else. I'm sure stuff was happening everywhere in the world, but you wouldn't know it. Just kept circling this one block in Manhattan, and people were obsessed with it. Us were obsessed with it. It's all I heard people talking about. People who I know don't watch the news, people who I know don't really care about current events. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody was debating it on social, online. Everyone was talking about it. People were so obsessed that the backpack that the shooter was wearing sold out. Because in America, everything is an ad, including murder. People were so obsessed. You know, like those Timothy Chalamet lookalike contests they've been having in New York? A bunch of white people got together because they knew he was white. A bunch of white people got together in the park and all dressed like the shooter and had a shooter lookalike contest. And it's been done in comedy before. I understand. It's a joke that's well worn. White people be like this. Black people be like this. But can I just say, as a black person, we have never, as black people, watched the news, seen the suspect, and then went outside specifically dressed as the suspect. We've never watched the morning, the 8 o'clock, the 10 o'clock, the midnight news and been like, oh, that's a good fit right there. Let me make sure I got it right. A red bandana. Okay, I need a red one. That's just how you can tell being white is a different experience, because these white people racially profiled themselves for fun. That's just having a time. So the news was obsessed, and people were obsessed, and CEOs were obsessed. CEOs were like, what happened? Oh my God. Oh Oh my God, are you serious? And they didn't know each other. Kids, he just did that in broad daylight to one of us. CEOs started making moves, man. CEOs of all the healthcare companies started taking down all of their profiles. All of their LinkedIns were just back to factory settings. And look, I need to be clear about something. I mean, you're gonna glean this off of me the entire time. I don't want anybody to die, right? I don't celebrate death in any way, right? But I will say, if you feel in the wake of this thing happening, like you have to scrub all mention of you, all knowledge of your existence off of the internet, then maybe, just maybe, take a look at how you do business, take a look at the person. Do you know what I mean? Because I've seen this thing before in a different way. Okay, so I had a buddy who I went to his apartment for the first time, and this dude, I understand taking precautions, because that's what they will say they were doing. They were like, we don't know the motive. We don't know why this person would do this thing. We don't know who they are. We don't know if they're going to come for one of us. So we try to protect ourselves, you know, just take everything off. And that's what this guy was doing. I went to his house for the first time, went to his place, and he had 6 locks on his door. At 6 locks, something needs to change. At 6 locks, you either need to move or change your ways, all right? Because this dude had 6 locks. He was dealing a little bit of drugs and stuff, but I was like, 6 is, come on. What are you doing? It takes you a minute and a half to open the door. I can hear it. You hear chains, you hear all that stuff. You know? I was like, isn't this worse for you? You really worried somebody coming to get you? You got 6 locks. You sure you won't get killed trying to get in? But that happened, and the news was having trouble thinking of a motive. The news, they were like, why? Why would anyone? Why? Who could it be? You know? Police were having trouble coming up with a motive when they went on the news. They were like, we have no idea why this individual would do something like this. CEOs could not think of a motive. They were like, but we're us. I thought everybody loved us. Everybody wants to be us. Why would somebody come after us, right? You see it on the news. And this is also, I'm not going to lie, this is how you can tell the news is owned by billionaires. Because the news was like this devastating, terrifying, harrowing attack in New York. And I'm not saying, look, a murder did take place. I'm not saying that it couldn't have been those listed as those things. I'm just saying you're the news. Like, you are the mainstream media. You play horrific stuff all the time. You're the same news that when those pages were going off on those people in the Middle East exploding, you were like, check this out. Isn't that wild? The moment 1,000 pages went off and killed a bunch of people. You know what I mean? That same news is like, we still don't know who or why or what or how. No, police couldn't think of a motive. CEOs couldn't think of a motive. CEOs of other healthcare companies couldn't seem to think of a motive. This thing happened the same week as one of the main insurance providers was saying out loud with their full chest, we gonna stop doing anesthesia if you take too long. You better. Which, by the way, is not up to the patient. That's That's also one of the most insane things about that new policy they were going to try out. I've never had to administer anesthesia to myself. That's just heroin. Yeah, if your surgery takes too long, it's not like they're there, by the way. It's not like they have to wait on you in the waiting room or something. If your surgery takes too long, we're going to charge extra to put you back under. If your surgery takes too long, we might not cover more anesthesia. What? In what world did we think you could pay for health insurance and then you wake up during, who knows, whatever serious surgery you're having, and then your doctor has to be like, hey, do you have like 650? Because if not, I know you're a little groggy, but can you understand me right now? I know you're literally open, but can you understand what I'm saying? If you don't have it, that's okay. I got a stick. We can Civil War this right now. The stick is $20 though, so it's... Couldn't think of a motive, you know? And the CEOs as well, when you look at this guy, you look at this dude, I don't think anyone was ready. I don't think the news was ready. I don't think the police were ready. I don't think the rich were ready for how, like, on the shooter's side the public was. Do you know what I mean? Like, how absolutely, unequivocally on his side. Immediate. I didn't know it had happened and there were already jokes. Do you know what I mean? Immediately. You know? The people, I'm not going to say as a whole, because I'm not going to speak for everybody, but for the most part, were on the shooter's side. They don't know the motive. They don't know why he did this thing, but they were glad that it happened. And so out of it, you get these CEOs, you get these rich people going on the news and really campaigning, being like, look, the CEO, this man was a father. This man was a husband. This man, and they really appealed to the humanity of this CEO. And there were people who heard that appeal, and they said, yeah, no, I know he was a person. So was my cousin. So was my brother, so was my sister, so was my friend. You know what I mean? This man had children. He leaves children behind. This is a senseless death. It did not have to happen. And it's like, yeah, no, I know about I know about avoidable deaths. You know, I'm a customer. I know people who have died these avoidable deaths because it took too long to get their medicine, took too long to get the treatment. Maybe it wasn't covered. Maybe they're on the phone forever. This man was a father. He was a husband. Okay, so was Marty. You know what I mean? And I think the thing that people are wrestling with, the thing that we're all trying to contend with in how we feel about this thing, because people want to feel like good people. We know that murder is wrong. We know that death is a tragedy, right? Because to me, personally, when I look at any death, when I look at any killing in that way, I personally look at it as a loss and a tragedy, because as long as someone is alive, there's potential. There's potential to turn things around. There's potential to change. And then if you lose that potential, then your story gets cut short and maybe things would have turned around. I'm not saying that they would have, but the thing that we're all wrestling with is that a murder did happen. Someone killed someone in cold blood. They just didn't kill an innocent man. Do you know what I mean? That's also what feels so conflicting about it. Like, a killer killed a killer. This dude was the CEO. A lot of people died under his watch, through his policy, through what United Health does. You know? There are a lot of people that are gone, and when When you can see an act happen in real time, it's very easy to look at it, be shocked by it, and call it murder. When you can spread all of the culpability, when you can spread all of the actions across thousands of individuals and a whole system, now somehow it's nobody's fault, you know? And like you look at someone like Brian Thompson, that CEO, that dude was to himself probably, I'm assuming, just good at his job. It's his job to make the company money. I don't know what CEO, outside of maybe like a gun manufacturer, wakes up and wants people to die. Like, I don't know. I don't know what CEO wakes up. These CEOs, they work 80-hour weeks and they don't see their families and everything, but they do it because of their obsession to succeed and to build up the company, to make the company successful, to give back to the shareholders, all the reasons they come up with. And if some people die along the way, then that sort of is what it is, right? But this dude, make no mistake, he was a killer. He was such a good killer that the company was like, damn, Brian. Damn, you cold-blooded. We need to make you CEO. Wow, you don't care. You don't care at all. Women, kids, you get them all. Wow, Brian. He got promoted the way a gang member becomes a leader, you know? You're the coldest one out here. You know? It's tough. It's really tough. It's hard. It's also hard because when you talk about it or whenever you're feeling what you're feeling, you don't want to. We're all human, but you don't want to lose your humanity. You know, like you don't want to get so spiteful that you lose some of yourself. You know, and so this dude, they're looking for him, and it's hard because the people are on his side. There's literally people dressing up as him, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like some of the cops were even on his side because the cops were on a manhunt for him in Central Park and they weren't looking hard. Dude, they weren't. Like, did you, if you saw the news and you saw them in Central Park, I've never seen a more lackadaisical hunt in my life. There were cops in Central Park. This is being shot. They see the camera and they know what's going on the news. And they were still like, he ain't in this bush. Where else is there to look? Oh. It's hard, you know. It's also difficult because you want to have empathy for everybody if possible. You want to see every angle if possible. But this one is tough in a way because of what Brian was. Just a representative, by the way. That dude just is one of the dude. Nothing changed. He's one of the dudes. And he can be one of the dudes because the system's already there. So it's not as if doing anything to him does anything to the whole, right? I mean, I will say, I do think they roll back that anesthesia thing. That did happen. Maybe they'll go through with it later, but for the time being, it seemed like they were like, ooh, okay. You know? But he's allowed to be where he is, how he is, because of the system at play. A system, by the way, who didn't care about Brian either. Let's be honest about that. You know, because that man was headed to a meeting when he was murdered, and investors still had the meeting. That's how it works. They were getting notifications on their phone that Brian was outside, and they were like, ugh, so the minutes. How's next quarter looking? I mean, that's why it's not worth it. You know, when you put like, that much profit over the person, you were also lost in that thing, right? And I think that's a harrowing thing. I think for CEOs, that was like a terrifying moment, because it was the first time that they saw that we see them the way they see us. Do you know what I mean? That's got to be scary. Because for them, make no mistake, for them, we're not clients, we're not consumers, we're not customers, we're not even users. None of the names that they put in their reports, none of the things that they say to their shareholders, we're numbers. We're an account number. We're this thing, which is why when we go away, when we disappear, when we die, it doesn't really mean anything to them, because they never really saw us. And then the response to this shooter, this like overwhelming positive response on social. I'm not saying it was everybody, but a lot of people, it was kind of this wake-up call that we don't see them as people either, which is, that's scary. That's a scary place to be in, you know? Because when you would see it on the news and the news described it, let's not mince words. It was a murder. The man was murdered. You know what I mean? And the news would describe it as if it was the singular event in history, this horrific crime that took place in the streets of New York in broad daylight, this harrowing attack. And I'm not saying that it wasn't. I'm just saying that the woman in the video with her coffee that got out of the way didn't spill. It was one of the most New York things I've ever seen. For someone to get shot and then a bystander be like, he ain't shooting at me. And so then they catch the shooter, right? And when they caught the shooter, I was at a coffee shop, and everyone got a notification on their phone. We weren't all talking to each other, just different. You could see everybody was either already on their phone or pulling their phone, but I heard beeps, I heard all the little notification noises. And then in this coffee shop, I'm not even kidding, there was a collective, "Aw." Oh, that's the noise you make if the baby hippo Mudang dies. That was wild. Oh, yeah, they caught him in a McDonald's. And there was footage of him on the news later in that McDonald's eating a hash brown. And when I saw that, I was like, what? Wait, he's eating a hash brown at McDonald's. He's eating McDonald's hash brown. So it had to be before 10:30. He's eating a McDonald's hash brown, which means somebody woke up early to snitch. Damn, barely awake at 9 o'clock. I don't know. Blinking. Oh, that must be him. Let me make the call. You know? And what's even crazier about that is apparently, at least as of the time I am talking to you, it looks like that McDonald's worker that called him is not going to get the reward money. Which, wow. Is not going to get the reward money. And people were looking it up. The person was like, why wouldn't I get the reward money? Everything. Apparently, what they were told and what the internet says is like, actually, the process of collecting reward money for turning someone in is very complicated, because there's an amount that has to be it has to be approved by two different bodies, and one body approved the $10,000, but when it got up to like 50, 60, it wasn't approved by both bodies. So then when they turned them in, they may not get anything at all, actually, because there's so much confusion around how much to give them or if it's the full amount. And I'm like, damn, that's kind of wild to me, because there was no confusion when they called and they were like, nigga here. So y'all coming, or? That was very straightforward. There weren't any other things you needed to check before you came and picked them up, you know? That's why they in my opinion, they did it wrong. You know, if you're gonna call and you're gonna tell people that he's here, don't call the police right away. Get your money up. Call Blue Cross Blue Shield. Call Blue Cross Blue Shield and be like, hey, I know you don't know me, but I think I might have eyes on your boy. And we don't know what he gonna do next, so what are you thinking, 50, 60? I'm just wondering how much he's worth to you, you know what I mean? Because I could make some other calls if you want. I can call a couple different people, about 6 providers. Y'all got a real monopoly going on, so. Okay, because he might be here, he might not. Hurry up, it looked like he leaving. I always thought it was very straightforward. You know, there's a reward out for a fugitive, and then you turn in the fugitive and you get the reward. That's how it happens in all the Westerns. You know what I mean? But then they're like, oh, no, actually, I'm the FBI and the local police have to decide on an amount, and then there's like an arbitration process and everything. It's just so funny that, like, this whole thing happened, and then them trying to get their money just sounds like an insurance claim. You know? So then they come and they catch the dude, and he has everything with him. He's got his backpack with him, gun in his backpack, 4 fake IDs and everything. And it's kind of wild because so many people, when the attack first happened, thought this dude must be an assassin. How do you get out of New York? This man was in Manhattan. He did a shooting, and now no one knows where to find him. In New York, a police state with surveillance everywhere. The man was on an island. And he got off, and they couldn't find him. He must be a genius. And then you find him at 10:02 in McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, with hash brown crumbs all over his face. And then people went from calling him a genius, like, oh, he's so dumb. He's the dumbest man that's ever lived. Look, I think all this proves is one thing. When you read history and you look back, some of these people, because there have been individuals out there saying, you say he's a killer, I say he's a freedom fighter. There are some people that think he's a revolutionary and everything. Let's just say this. This is proof that even when you read a history book, revolutionaries were just sort of figuring it out as they went. You know what I mean? I'm sure Che Guevara had his days where he was like, y'all, I don't know. Whatever y'all want to do, I guess. They see the fake IDs, they question them, they bring them in and everything. And his name is Luigi Mangione, or Mangione, or Mangione. There's so many different ways I've heard his name pronounced that I'm not positive the name he going by wasn't just one of those fake IDs. Like, that's the most cartoonish name I've heard in years. Luigi Mangione. It sounds like you making fun of an Italian person. Luigi already wild. He don't even go by Luigi. And they put his picture all over the news and everything, and it turns out that he is very good looking. Like, just upsettingly good looking, almost objectively in a way. Like, crazy. Everything in its right place and everything's good. Strong eyebrows with a big smile and everything, and just all the pictures. Because you know when the news catch you, when the police catch you, they try to put up some, depending on who you are. This usually happens to black people, but it happens to white people once in a while too, where they try to find the craziest picture they can of you. And I think they tried, but it was tough work because he is a good-looking individual. Every picture looked good. He would just be with model rockets, looking like a model. Like, it was crazy. They take his mug shot, and the mug shot looked like a cologne ad. Like, that was upsetting to me as a fellow man. I was like, y'all gotta get one bad pic, please. One bad picture. He was doing everything in that mug shot but biting his lip. Like, you've seen the mug shot. My man was... Mugshot's supposed to be simple. Mugshot's supposed to be your face and your profile. Your face and your profile. Your height. It's supposed to be very quick and easy, you know? This man was so good looking, they took extra mugshots. There's some that are like a little lower than him, where he looking down. Like... There's some up high where he just like, you can tell, even the mugshot photographer was like, now do it like you're a bad boy. They tried so hard to get a bad picture of him that they took stills from video. They tried to take stills from video because that usually gets people. You take a still from a video and somebody was blinking weird. Okay, normally people blink with both eyes at the same time. Every once in a while, like let's say you mid-yawn or something, or you're chewing, one eye might close before the other eye. And if you catch me in this moment, I look a little off, something going on with me. And now if you tell people I killed a bunch of people, you're like, I can see it. I can see it on... That's what the other eye is hiding, is secrets. That's why it's closed like that. Okay. They tried... This man was being led to the jailhouse through what looked like a tunnel, and he getting pushed by police through a tunnel, and he's screaming. And they took stills from that, and those still looked good. Who looks good screaming? This man's getting pushed through the tunnel, yelling back at the media, going, like just... I'll show you right now. What about that was sexy? And people already thirst trapping. If we thought Ted Bundy got letters. It was insane. It was very aggravating. And then every picture looked good to the point where editors and media consultants and stuff like that were like, stop putting pictures out of him. That's how good he looked. They were like, stop. You botched it. don't put out another picture. And you could tell that the newspapers were getting aggravated because these newspapers and these media companies are owned by billionaires who are terrified right now of what's happening. And they see the public lauding this dude as a hero, and they're trying to get at least something. The cops literally had to tase this dude, so he pissed himself, so he took one bad photo. But even in that one, you're like, oh. I just know that there was somebody at a newspaper flipping out going, y'all can't do your job? Y'all can't take one bad photo of this man? Everything got to be in focus? You can't even make it blurry? But I'm not gonna lie, when they caught that dude, I felt, everything started to come back up top, like surface level again, where I felt bad for a lot of different people, you know? I did feel bad for Brian Thompson's kids, because you don't pick who your daddy is, you know? And to a certain degree, I even felt bad for the shooter, because I'm like, you're 26 and you have money. Something happened. Something happened. You're smart. You have your whole life ahead of you with all of this opportunity. You disappeared for some time, and now you do something happened, you know? But I felt especially bad, like really, really bad for women. Because finally there was a good-looking, rich, well-read man who has nothing to do with Hollywood, but he does murder some. So, you know what I mean? I could just see somebody trying to defend him. Just women defend their men too hard sometimes. Just like, he just did one. It was just one murder, okay? He can't even murder a little, like. You judging me because my man your man cheat, all right? How about that? Felt bad for a lot of people when it happened, when it became like surface level real again. It wasn't just this like spy crime mystery thing. It was like back down to earth with real people. I also feel very bad for anybody else who got shot that day. It's New York. A lot of people get shot in New York every day. Imagine you get shot in New York. Ow, they got me, right? And you holding it. And let's say you're an artist. So you actually do your own police sketch of your shooter. And then you hobble your way over to the police station and you put in front, like, look, that's exactly what he looked like. I had a lot of time to draw it. Can you go looking? And then the police look at you and be like, sorry, this other thing's sort of an all hands on deck. You know? But yeah, it's tough. It's tough because, you know, there was even a lot of talk about which CEOs in this whole thing were safe. Do you know what I mean? Because like healthcare CEOs were on high alert, but I'm not gonna lie, you know, Luigi, he went to Starbucks and then he did that murder and then he hopped on a city bike and he left New York and everything. If you the CEO of Starbucks, you gotta be like, oh, thank goodness. You know, Starbucks does stuff too. Starbucks, they love that labor. They love that cheap labor. So for you to go to Starbucks before you take out a CEO, I'm not gonna lie, you might as well shot that man with an iPhone. Like, what are you doing? And then he gets found at a McDonald's. I'm sure the CEO of McDonald's is like, oh, thank God, okay. I was always good, yes. You know, CEOs are freaking out, across the board. Who would have thought? Who would have thought CEOs were family? Do you know what I mean? Like, and let's be clear about something. Don't mistake the different CEOs that commented on this, the ones that stayed scared, the ones that appealed to a different way of doing things while they keep doing everything the same way. Don't mistake their self-preservation for empathy. Right? Because those CEOs, they know. And it's not even as if people hated people because they were rich. They hated a system that destroyed people's lives, Because Luigi is rich. Luigi is so rich. When I found out how rich he was, that's so rich. The dude's family owns 2 country clubs. Look. Why do you think I came? This dude's family owns 2 country clubs. This is just me outside looking in. I didn't even know you could own a country club. I thought it was owned by the country. I had no idea, because usually people don't put their name on the country club they own. It's not like it's Rick's Country Club. Like, that's crazy that Luigi's family had more money than the CEO, but then the CEO comes from like humble beginnings and has more money than Luigi does personally. And so it became this whole thing where some people started turning on Luigi and then rooting for the CEO. It was odd because people got too wrapped up in the money. But for me, it's not the money specifically. It wasn't about who's rich and who has more money than who. It was about a system that destroys people's lives, It was about the fact that some jobs make you a monster and there are some jobs you have to be a monster to do. You know what I mean? And so for me, I don't even care that Luigi is rich, because the people, right? The people that love that it happened, the people that didn't care that it happened, the people that just wanted some taste of revenge for how healthcare and health insurance has destroyed their life. We use healthcare and health insurance interchangeably, but I think you know what I mean, how these insurance companies take the good work of doctors, the good work of nurses, and they make it so it's inaccessible, And I think that the CEOs were scared, but let's be honest, not all CEOs were scared. I'm pretty sure the CEO of Ben and Jerry slept pretty good this entire time. Nobody was calling for all the CEOs. Nobody wanted to get Ben or Jerry. We were both very happy with those individuals. And you also have a year where whistleblowers who try to stand up to power, and a system, not just like one person, right? Because that's what I think a lot of CEOs don't understand, and why a lot of news media didn't understand about how the people feel, is that there were people who tried to do things the right way. They whistleblew, hey, this company is doing this thing. It's either putting your life in danger or it's stealing from you. And then all of a sudden, 2024 seemed to be the year of whistleblowers turning up dead. You know what I mean? Look at the Boeing whistleblower. That dude turns up dead when he's supposed to testify in the thing he already risked his life to do, and you're telling me he just mysteriously died in the parking lot of his hotel room that nobody knew he was staying at? Come on now. Come on. And then my man is blowing the whistle on a bunch of stuff we already know. He's like, the door gonna fly off. We heard. And then another whistleblower dies, and another whistleblower dies. And then just today, the whistleblower that blew the whistle on OpenAI was found dead in his apartment. And so, yeah, I think that people, as in individuals just generally in the world, are scared. They're scared of what happens when you stand up to power. They're scared of what happens when you try to do what seems like the right thing, And these powerful people step in, and we don't know, but it looks pretty obvious. what happens? And I think for me, at least to me, people, all of us, are like mirrors of each other. And right now, the mirror's like shattered a little bit. If you put up two mirrors next to each other, you make an infinite image, right? In both directions. But if you crack just one of the mirrors, you've cracked the whole infinite image, you know? And so the way that they see us, not as people, not as people who they should take care of because we are their customers, we are their consumers. We gave them money in good faith for insurance, for our health, and then you deny when I need something. I've been paying all this money. If I had just saved the money and put it aside, I might have enough myself. And now you're standing in the way of me and my health, and you don't think that there's going to be any blowback with that? You don't think anything is going to happen next? That's wild. We're in a time where you see like Josh Shapiro come up and be like, this guy was not a hero. Let me be clear. Sure, fair enough. I'm with you. All right. But you have to pass legislation. You have to get it through. And don't let a lobbyist sway you, and don't let a lobbyist sway your colleagues. You have to do something then. Because I cannot stress enough how scary it is, how much of an inevitability we're heading to. You know what I mean? If you look at history alone, all by itself, is a playbook for some people, is a cautionary tale for other people. I think a lot of the answer to what we're facing is in history. It's in Versailles. And when you read the history of Versailles, you read the history of French Revolution. It's very apparent that, you know, whether it's police, whether it's an army, guards, whatever it is, they protect the powerful, not the people. You know, and the only reason that the people won in the French Revolution, in my opinion, is because the army's guns took like a Seinfeld episode to reload. Like, say, yeah, you can probably get them up out of there real quick. Like you go to, I went to Versailles. I went there, and it is beautiful. It's a testament. It's a monument to like what people can accomplish. But it's all one man's wealth. You know, it's all for the king. But the gardens are beautiful. Inside is beautiful. The mirrors, everything. It's decadent. It's when I walked in, I was like, wow, I get how this can happen. I get how you could have everything in the world and you want to make something like this and it's still not enough. You want to add to it. You want to build more, build better. You see the king's bedroom. You see where Marie Antoinette, her, it's like you see so much. And then you walk through the thing and you also are like, oh yeah, I can also see how if you were hungry enough and you broke in here and you saw what they did, you would probably grab everybody. It doesn't make it right, but France was headed towards an inevitability. You know what I mean? And if you get on TV and you say, this is wrong, this is absolutely wrong, okay, I agree with you. But what are you going to do now? What's the plan? Like, politicians cannot afford to do nothing. CEOs cannot afford to do nothing. And the people cannot afford to do nothing. And if the last part scares you, you might be on the wrong side of history, you know? But that's a tough thing, too, because now there's a lot of people saying, like, all right, you got them, but good luck finding a jury. Good luck finding a jury that wasn't hurt by Brian Thompson. Yeah, that's a tough one. Because now, to me, all Luigi has to do is show up in court and be like, y'all, I tried to call and tell him I was crazy, but they kept me on hold for so long. They kept me on hold for so long, I figured maybe I'll just go talk to him personally.
Hey everyone, it's Josh Johnson, and we want to know, what do you want to hear us argue about next on the show? Okay, it's very easy to let us know. You can drop a comment on any of the Daily Show's clips of Hold Up, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, or Twitter. You can also hit us up with the hashtag Hold Up. And honestly, if we have an opinion about it, we'll do an episode about it. We both love to talk, we love to argue, and we love you. So without anything else, let's get into the show.
Welcome to Hold Up. I'm your co-host, Josh Johnson, a writer for The Daily Show, and I'm joined
by me, Dulce Sloan. And I did not want to. I'll say this. Sometimes, as someone who, hold on.
This is already wild.
I'll say this. Sometimes, as someone who is in the public eye, right? And who is a performer.
Yeah.
People will make requests of you when it comes to how you express yourself. If you are a fan of a comedian or performer, mainly comedian, and you want to DM them, message them, come up to them after a show and give them a joke, give them notes, tell them about what you think they should change, shut the fuck up. Put something in your mouth, I don't care what it is, and go away. You are the worst person because you are not a fan. I don't need your notes. I don't need you. None of us need your notes. None of us are going to tell your bar joke to anybody. And don't get offended when you ask us, can I tell you a joke? And we say no. We write our own material. We don't need you. Also, if you were dating a comedian, you are not that interesting. The number of dudes that I've talked to is like, don't put this in your act. Don't worry, I won't. You're either annoyed that I did put it in, or you're annoyed that I might put something in, or annoyed that I won't put something in. And my favorite is, because we've told men they're funny, because that's what the ugly men have to go off of, or even men want to be interesting, right? So we've told men that they're funny. That's why we have this thing about women not being funny. The number of men I've had say to me, I bet I'm funnier than most of your friends. Sir, my friends have comedy specials. My friends have comedy specials, albums, tours.
I feel like this it would be funny to do this this episode as Dulce versus the DMs.
Well, I can say I'm very annoyed by the amount of respect that I get in my DMs. There's never a man trying to holler at me in my DMs. Ever. There's always some annoying woman.
One good thing that has been happening is I've been getting lots of pitches in my DM for potential episodes, and I think you're gonna like a couple of them.
No one's sending me anything for potential. I would love that.
Oh, really?
No one's sending me.
I got a bunch of good ones, and so we're gonna have to start doing shout outs on the specific person that's like, hey, we thank you so much to the person, because I feel like some of them were so specific that I was like, yeah, this is great.
Oh man, I cannot wait to hear about. What are some of the ones that we're never gonna do?
I mean, I don't see us doing DC versus Marvel. That one's not really gonna happen.
No. Don't know enough about either camp. Don't know who's who. I don't know where Spider-Man stay. I don't know where Batman live. Also, Michael Keaton is the only Batman I care about.
That's a hot take.
Bro.
That's wow. Before we get into like a Batman debate, let's tell the people what this episode is about. Today is one that's actually very close to our hearts.
Very close to my heart and my titties.
See what I mean though about the like I sort of said a thing and then you sang a thing. You felt like you were gonna stunt on me in my face.
I'm not trying to stunt. I'm just trying to live my best life. Listen, I got these nails done Okay, I have the nails of the woman, like I said on Instagram. I have the nails of the woman that Dolly Parton warned us about. Okay, I
Uh-huh.
am Jolene. Jolene, you get it?
Yeah. No. Look, I
Jolene,
understand. So while you,
Jolene. Listen, I didn't have a proper warm up, so that didn't. Jolene. Listen, I'm gonna have to come back on the next episode after I've had a proper warm up because I just
uh-huh.
embarrassed myself. You know,
No.
I'm
You're
better than
doing
that.
great. And tell the people what this
Jolene.
episode is about, and then tell them where you stand.
This episode is about a conversation that I have on a regular basis
Mm-hmm.
and a war that I have been waging since I was a wee girl. And the topic of today's episode is, as if you didn't read it on the caption, but for those of you who did not, it is summer versus winter.
Mm-hmm.
Verano versus invierno. Do I know how to say versus in Spanish? No, it's probably versus. I don't know. No one's ever asked me. What I'm saying is summertime versus wintertime. And since we know that Josh has a tendency to be wrong,
Whoa.
what side are you for, Josh?
What side am I for? I'm for winter.
Wrong.
What
Wrong.
do you mean wrong?
Wrong,
What do you mean
wrong.
wrong?
You are wrong. You are
There's
absolutely, categorically, in core fucking wrecked. And I will tell you all of the ways right after this. And we're back. Listen, Josh, I can say in the history of us doing this podcast, I never really let you fully get your points out before I stomped them out of existence.
What? You know.
So I want to give you a chance on this good Christian morning.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, I'm going to let you go ahead and tell us why you live this life.
Okay. So I think that this time that we're in right now in the month is a perfect time to talk about this, because right now we're in fall. We're in an equal split between the two. Okay. You know, we still have memories of summer, and we still have a winter to look forward to. And for me, I think that winter is just the coziest, right? You're inside, you're snuggled up, you're eating some good hearty food that's warm. You can't have that during the summer, all right? If someone made you like a nice, thick, full stew, you don't want that in the summer. You can't eat it. It's too hot outside. You don't want it hot in your mouth, okay? You can't be snuggled up under quilts, all sorts of covers and comforters. You can't be under blankets in the summer, all right? Snuggled up with a good book, yeah, maybe outside while you're roasting. But in the winter, you're inside, maybe next to a fireplace, right? All cozied up with a honey bun, you know, literal or figurative. And depending on where you
What
live.
kind of honey buns you cuddling up with, Josh? Josh out here referencing cuffing season. You, Josh Johnson, celebrate cuffing season? Wow.
I'm not saying celebrate cuffing season. I'm just saying if you're with somebody, it's nice to be with somebody when it's cold outside. You can snuggle up, warm each other, you know? I will say the other thing that's really great is like any inside activity for a homebody is only elevated in the winter, because now there's no guilt about not going out. And outside your window, depending on where you live, you get to see the beautiful, tranquil snowfall. All right. There's something about snow on the horizon that's just peaceful and beautiful. Okay. Winter comes with a lot of the good foods. It comes with a ton of the indoor activities. If you're an introvert, winter reigns supreme. Get to wear mittens. Tell me you don't love mittens.
No, nigga, I'm not 6 years old.
Mittens are superior. All right. I'm tired of this thing where, as a black man, I gotta be so tough. I gotta act like I love mittens. All right. I wish I had them on right now.
Listen, no one's asking you to be tough. Don't worry.
Wow.
What?
Oh, you know what a what is. Oh, wow. The nerve. The nerve. What? You know what a what is.
I'm just saying, no one's asking Josh Ezekiel Johnson to throw hands. No one's asking you to do that. No
I'm
one's.
I'm not even saying throw hands. I'm saying be tough. I'm saying that sometimes in life, especially as a man, you're expected to be a certain level of tough where you don't even like stuff.
Okay, I hear that. There
And
are certain.
I'm
I do
telling you,
feel.
mittens, a
Where do you even
nice
buy
knitted
mittens?
mitten. First of all, you don't buy many of them. Okay, a lot of them are gifted to you by grandmothers, women in your life that are of a certain age that
Yeah.
love to knit. You know what I'm saying? Mm.
I hear you. Listen, I disagree with everything you just said, but listen,
Okay.
I'm wearing my best summertime dress because
Mhm.
I'm trying to keep hope alive.
Yeah, you look nice. Looks
Thank
good
you
on you.
so much.
You know?
This is a dress whenever I wear it on stage is to let white people know that I have white friends. Look at these sleeves.
Oh yeah, the sleeve scream. Yeah, I didn't enjoy Midsummer, but I watched it, to support the white community.
Midsummer Night's Dream? What are we?
Oh no, the horror movie Midsummer that only has
Oh,
white
I
people
don't
in it.
watch horror movies. It's hard enough out here, dog. I don't need my brain attacking me anymore.
That's what I'm saying. It says that. I'm not saying you did that. I'm
Oh
saying
yeah,
it
this dress
says,
definitely.
yes, I support.
Yes, this dress definitely says, yes, I'll have a beer. You know. That's what this dress says. I'll drink an IPA. Disgusting, right?
Yeah, I called them IPAs for the longest.
No one corrected you?
No one corrected me for like a while.
Yo, that's not even.
Yeah. I worked at Trader Joe's. And
You worked at Trader Joe's? That's
Yeah,
where
I
they're
worked at Trader
from.
Joe's. Yeah, I worked at Trader Joe's for years.
Oh, I know you worked at Trader Joe's for years. What I'm saying is that the fact that you worked at a Trader Joe's where IPAs live,
Yeah.
and no one took the time to pull a young man aside and was
say,
like,
stop saying IPA.
hey, bro, how did you find out?
I eventually said it out loud in front of somebody. Yeah, I was like living in ignorance, but it never came up because I don't
In your
drink.
defense, they put an S on the end, but the S is little.
Mm.
Also, I don't know what the letters mean.
Indian Pale Ale.
Do we mean like Native American?
Oh, I have no idea. I just know that when it's spelled out, that's what it.
Is there a beer making history among the Native Americans or the people of India?
I have no idea. Yeah. I mean, I didn't understand it even when it was explained to me. I wished that IPA was right.
I mean, at the end of the day, they're still nasty.
Yeah.
I think
Fair
you
enough.
have to really be a white man to enjoy them. I truly think they're tuned perfectly to that palate. Because I've never seen anyone who wasn't one.
Yeah, I don't drink, so I have no idea.
Oh, I always forget you. No, I never forget you don't drink. I'm always like, Josh, I love imagining you at like a college party. Just being like, I don't.
Oh yeah, no, I was standing there.
Good Lord. I can't say I don't not drink. One of my friends was like, have you considered not like stopping drinking? And I was like, I don't drink enough to stop drinking, if that makes sense.
I feel like I've only ever seen you have a drink twice, and I've known you for years.
Yeah, I don't drink all the time. And if I do drink, I'll have one or two. I don't like being drunk.
Now, I guess I'll ask you this then. Since you're on the side of summer,
Hell yeah.
Do you still drink the same things in the summer as you do in the winter?
I do the same thing year round.
Year round, okay.
So I enjoy soju year round. I
Mm.
enjoy a whiskey and soda, tequila soda year round. If I am going to go for a fruity beverage, your coladas, your
Uh-huh.
daiquiris, your margaritas,
Mm.
it is usually warm outside.
Okay.
The only I will now if there is now I will have a margarita year round if there is queso.
Wow. Okay. First of all, that makes perfect sense. I used to work at a Mexican restaurant, and that
Mm-hmm.
makes perfect sense. But also, would not have if you had not said anything, paired them together in my mind.
You
Of
gotta have a
like,
margarita if you're eating queso. You got to.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like that makes so much sense. And looking back on when I would, do the orders and when I was serving, yep. But also never put it together until just now.
Oh yeah, because you need the acidity to bust up all that cheese. But then you need the cheese to help regulate the acidity that
I want
is
you to have
what?
your own cooking show because Bust Up is an incredible way to describe it. Bust Up.
Well, the thing is, you can't, and you usually can't get. I did not realize this until I left the South, but you can't get white queso out of like a couple Southern. Like, when you leave.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Also, I recently bought a knitting machine, and now I'm out here making beanies, scarves. Josh, what color beanie you want, baby boy? I got a red color coming up. Listen, I've seen you in a
I
beanie now.
look. I will take a red beanie, but if you could make me some red mittens, hey, out here. All right.
So you're saying if I can get you red mittens to go with this
Uh,
red beanie, you would wear them?
I would not just wear them, I would sport them. There'd be Instagram posts. There'd
Okay.
be a lot going on. Mittens and a matching beanie? I don't think I've had that in life.
Now, when you want your beanie, do you want the little like faux fur little poof on the top?
What does the poof do? I guess I never
It's just for
understood it.
decoration. I
Oh,
bought
okay.
60 of them, so if you want one,
A kid once told me that it breaks up the wind, and I was like, I don't see
I
how
don't.
that's
I
possible,
don't think
but maybe.
windbreakers don't even break up the wind. Windbreakers just hold wind.
Yeah.
Windbreakers should be
So
called wind catchers.
I,
But
I get what you're saying then.
so
Yeah,
yeah, so
it's
from
like a lot of what you prefer happens during the summertime.
right. Also, it's like I don't like being hot indoors,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't like being cold outside. Right.
Okay.
Also,
Okay.
I enjoy sitting outside.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a nice terrace, got a balcony. So it's like I enjoy sitting outside. I have patio furniture, right? And it
Mm-hmm.
is much easier to sit outside. You're talking about reading your books. People who are like introverts and such. I mean, I think introverts do the same thing year round because they just do what they do. But if you're going to sit up and enjoy a nice, like a couple weeks ago, I was sitting on my terrace, 'cause I'm on the top floor, so like I can see like the sky is so big.
Mm-hmm.
I sit out there on my patio furniture reading a book.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's 30 degrees outside, you're not finna enjoy sitting outside reading shit because you're dabbing an eye, you're dabbing a nose, you can't feel your fingers to turn them pages, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Also, I'm a beach person.
All right. That makes sense.
So, should we do an episode about beaches versus mountains, like vacations?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm down for that because I have so many thoughts and feelings about that situation. Because we have to admit, like a beach is like a summertime vacay. The
Okay.
mountains, Los Montañas, it's really a wintertime gig, right?
Yeah, it is.
Like
You're
going to
right.
the mountains in the summer, it's like, girl,
Mm-hmm.
for what? For who? For why? Who asked for this?
For
Um,
absolutely.
hmm?
For absolutely. I mean,
Yo,
we don't have to do the thing now.
we're gonna talk about it
It's
now.
fine. It's fine.
But
But
yeah,
I'll
but
tell you why you wrong later. Okay.
sure. All right. So
Yeah.
like, I'm team summer because it's you're out and about, you're seeing people. It's just the ability to. It doesn't even have to be like a big trip. Like you could go on a day trip. So you could just be in a park. You could
Mm-hmm.
just sit in a park
Mm-hmm.
then enjoy your day. You can have a couple of nibbles, maybe some bubbly, maybe some ipas, whatever you would like enjoying when you're out enjoying a nice day. You can just do that. It's easier to do things in just getting groceries is easier in the summertime. Doing laundry is easier. Just running an errand is easier in the summertime because you're not out here looking like the kid from A Christmas Story.
I understand where you're coming from because a lot of the things that you're saying make sense for you. As long as I've known you, all these things have been true. So I get why you lean towards summer, but there are just certain things that, hey, you're not having hot chocolate when it's hot out. All right.
Okay, that's a beverage. I'm talking about sitting in the park.
No. I still say there are plenty of activities that you can go do in the winter. There's a whole Winter Olympics for people that love the winter. All right.
Okay, but what about if you live somewhere that gets cold, but doesn't always snow? Like Atlanta, for instance, people do not know because somebody gave Atlanta some white people in a fucking building gave Atlanta this nickname of Hot Atlanta, and people think that it's hot year round, which is not true. Atlanta will get down to the teens.
I thought it was called Hot Atlanta because of the people.
No, that was marketing bullshit.
Wow. Okay.
Because when it came out, we all went, the fuck? We didn't vote for this. And they put it on everything.
Yeah.
And now every corny ass person I've ever met is like, so you're from Hot Atlanta? No, bitch, I'm not. I'm not from a marketing campaign. None of us all of us saw it and were like, this is going to be a fucking problem. Like, no one's running around like New York, like, no New Yorker's like, yeah, I'm from the Big Apple. Like, no one's doing this. No one is doing that. I'm not running around them calling a peach state. I think for me, the things that I enjoy doing the most are during my favorite season. So because I enjoy an aquatic activity, right? You can't be in nobody's swimming pool when it's 40 degrees outside. One, your pool is probably frozen somewhat. It's cold as shit.
Yeah.
Cold enough to kill you.
This is when it's important to have friends with indoor pools.
Yeah, sure. That's why we could do a lot of hotels like up north. A lot of them have indoor pools.
Yeah.
Or heated pools. So it's like, I can't say this summer, summer of 2022. I kept seeing it on Instagram. It was like, yo, this summer left like it had somewhere to be.
It did.
I thought it was just me. I looked up and was like, bitch, is this September?
Yeah.
Well, it went by very quick. And I thought it was just your girl. But everyone else looked up and went like,
no.
Fuck am I wearing a jacket? She flew the fucking coop. I don't know, she had bills to pay.
And she was upset before she left because those were some heat waves.
I couldn't even sit outside. It was hot. Because I was like, I love sitting outdoors. But also, I know that New York is hot wrong.
What do you mean?
I was talking to Mateo Lane about this and he completely understood. Okay, listen. So, first of all, it's building hot. It's not nature hot, right?
Okay.
So, I remember a couple years ago, I was supposed to do this thing called Aussie Fest, and they canceled it because of the heat. And I called my mother, who grew up in Miami, and has lived most of her adult life in the great state of Georgia, as you can see on my Nicholas. And so I was like, Mommy, they canceled this comedy show because of a heat wave. She said, girl, how hot was it? 105? 105? How hot was it? I said, Mommy, it was going to be 94 degrees. And we laughed for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because in the South, we would have whole outdoor festivals, whole fucking barbecues. It'd be 94 degrees outside. Why? Because it's nature hot, and we got enough watermelon out here to keep everybody alive. Okay? Sit that baby in the shade. Come get some of these ribs. We're finna have a good day. Okay?
Yeah.
We got enough cold drinks out here. Enough Coke, and that is any carbonated beverage. We got enough water. We got enough Coke. We got sweet tea out here to keep everybody the fuck alive.
I remember.
Right. You grew up in Louisiana. And up here, first of all, the number of places that do not have air conditioning, because they love to call the South ignorant, but we have figured out HVAC. They want to call us all kind of backwards and barefoot and stupid or whatever, these Yankee bastards. But we have figured out how to cool a home. Okay?
Uh-huh.
The fact that my other apartment, I had to have a window unit as a grown adult, and I couldn't control my heat came on. Which was also truly fucking disrespectful. I pay you American dollars with a comma in the bitch.
Yeah.
I got a whole apartment and my heat just come on when you say so. So now I'm just in here wearing the least amount, trying to figure out how to take my fucking skin off. Because it's hotter than a bitch in here because Dino done turned the fucking heat on and ain't asked nobody. So I'm a summertime gal because your best family get-togethers out here in the summertime, right? Also, my birthday is the ultimate summertime gig.
Yeah.
My birthday is July 4th. Wait, Josh, when's your birthday?
March 6th. I don't know. I don't really bring it up.
Wait a minute. Josh Jebediah Johnson, how dare?
Yeah, I just let it, you know what I mean? I think that for me, I truly understand what you're saying. I'm not saying summer doesn't have a lot of amazing merits to it. My con with summer is the heat waves. And you're saying that New York is hot wrong, but isn't California having the same sort of concrete heat issue?
California, first of all, is a desert.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main thing.
Yeah, they don't have water.
Yeah, and the thing is they put that there, which is very confusing that they even did that.
Yeah, I think at the time it was cheap land, and so then they built there.
Oh, that makes sense. I mean, it's not probably the best.
No, it's not.
idea.
It's not a great idea long term.
So, like, I've lived in LA during a heat. This is the weird thing about being in LA in a heat wave.
Mm-hmm.
There was one day where it was 108 degrees, and then the sun went down, and it was 70 degrees.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do you not catch your death in this bitch? Because I've been in Georgia, and it's been 92 degrees at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
The sun hasn't been out for hours, and it's still not in the 90s.
Yeah, but the temp has sense enough to regulate.
Right, the temp has sense enough to regulate. So, like, LA bounces around. Because that was a weird thing when I first moved there. I was like, okay, it's 85 degrees out here. We out here looking cute. And then at nighttime, it would be 65. I was like, oh, that's why everybody in this bitch always has a jacket with them.
Yeah, yeah.
It was very confusing. And then when you get there, you're like, oh, I get it. So that's why everyone's clothes out here don't make any sense.
Yeah.
Because once the sun goes down, you don't know what the hell temperature it's going to be. But it's like your most fun activities are during the summertime. Also, and I hate separate. Oh, so you enjoy snowboarding? You enjoy tobogganing? You enjoy skiing?
It's not about snowboarding or skiing, all right? It's about having like a nice nature walk in the winter. If I'm in the woods in the winter
cold.
when
Why
it's
are
snowing,
you out? It's 30 degrees outside. Go inside.
what do you mean?
It's
You
fucking freezing.
People act like you can't gear up for the winter.
Ugh.
You could be so comfortable if you just gear up for the temperature. In a heat wave, you can't take off the skin. You can take off everything, but you be naked and still hot. All right. But in winter, gear up enough and you're just comfortable.
Until you go inside somewhere and then you're sweating your life away. Because that's the other thing about the wintertime. Is that
Oh, okay. All right. The other thing about the wintertime is
it's so hot indoors. Because that's the thing.
Warm. It's just warm indoors.
Everybody's not regulating this shit right? So, like, I got on this sweat because, like, that's why I learned to wear winter on the outside and summer on the inside, because you'll see somebody have like a full thick ass, whatever, a cable knit is what the kids say. Thick ass cable knit sweater, right? And they look cozy.
Yeah.
But now they've come inside a building.
Mm-hmm.
And the building is set to hell, right? I've been inside of bars that was too hot. When I was in Indiana over the weekend, everywhere we went inside was too warm. It was too warm. It wasn't cold enough outside for as warm as it was inside, right? And so, because the jacket that I brought was the coat that I brought a coat. I should have brought a jacket, right? In New York, you're like, okay, light jacket, jacket, coat. So it's like there's these levels where it's just like, you know, it's like, oh, I got a jacket, I got a light jacket, right? I'm running around. Okay, let me get a coat. Okay, now let me call North Face. Let me get Goose Down involved. Okay, I had to bring animals as reinforcement because I'm fucking freezing. I mean, you know, you've seen my coats. They're warm. They're very much warm. But so it's like you have to have so many. There's hats and scarves and boots and gloves. And then you got to have salt for the snow. Because, like, this is the thing. I will give you this. Snow is pretty. The first 2 days. And then it needs to go the fuck on. Snow needs to find it. Snow needs to know. Snow doesn't know when to leave.
Snow doesn't know when to leave. Okay.
Snow show up and be like, hey, y'all. The first snow is very cute. It's nice. It's cute. It's quiet.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
But too much snow, shutting your fucking city down. Okay? Remember the bomb cyclone that hit New York in 2018?
I feel like this was 2018 was not that crazy.
If it wasn't
the bomb cyclone?
Why'd they call it a bomb cyclone if it wasn't so crazy?
Because they were getting too hyped.
It was just a fucking blizzard. We already had a word for a bunch of snow showing the fuck up.
That's kind of where I was like, I heard bomb cyclone. Even I was like, all right, this may be too much snow. Like maybe we're in for it, right? But then it hit, and maybe it's because I lived in Chicago for a while, but it hit, and it wasn't like all that wild to me.
Your barometer is different. Chicago
is egregious. Like Chicago, they called it Siberia that one year because the lake almost froze over.
That's a big ass lake.
It's a huge lake, and then when you see the sky view, you see how far out of the shoreline that it froze, and I was like, oh yes, this is actually too cold.
Is that Lake Michigan?
Let me see.
Which lake is that? You lived there for years and don't know?
I wasn't really paying attention.
Negro.
Let me see. 1 second. Hold on. I can look it up in a moment. Not a huge deal. Nobody freak out.
No one's freaking out. I'm just saying.
Everybody calm down.
Yeah, that's Lake Michigan.
Yeah, Lake Michigan. Yeah.
Why do you not know that?
Because, you know, it's a Great Lake, so I would just say the Great Lake.
You would just not pick the lake?
I just wouldn't pick the lake. I'd be like, you know, a Great Lake right over there.
Because there's Lake Michigan, there's Erie, there's Huron. Which the fuck is the Superior? Which I think is, you know, being just a little full of yourself. What's this other bitch called? Ontario.
You've never met him. You never met him. Maybe it is Superior.
Maybe it is. Maybe it ain't. I don't know. I don't work here. What I'm saying is, Chicago is the fact that you even survive. Like one of my friends, who's a thin man, moved to Chicago a couple years ago, and I was really worried about him. I was like, "You're gonna have to get ankle weights." He was like, "Why?" I said, "Because the wind has a name. You're gonna get blown down the street like tumbleweed."
So
you're Nigerian. You're not made for this. You're not made for that. We're not even supposed to be here. Like, you know the joke that I have on my half hour where I talk about, like, black people, we're not supposed to be here? Because we're not supposed to fucking be here, bro. This ain't snow hair. That's why I don't trust these Yankee niggas. because they be out here like, yo, I fuck with snow. I'm like, no. Just to get your jeans, nigga. This doesn't make no sense.
It
You
does
can't
make
trust
sense,
these
though.
Yankees. You cannot trust these snow niggas. You can't.
Snow is beautiful.
For 2 days. And then it shuts your... Snow is great. And then you know what happens in New York? This is what happens in New York. You just watch the layers of snow and just the amount of dog shit that shows up. And all this other... Like, you're just watching trash show up is what happens when snow melts in New York. Okay? Dirty snow. Yellow snow. Just ice. Just the snow. Like, that's why I was so... When that bomb cyclone hit, I was like, this is a blizzard. Why are we not calling this a blizzard? This is just a bunch of fucking snow. Yes, I'm fully aware that summertime may be the time of the hurricane. I'm aware. Hurricane season starts in August and runs until about what? October, November?
Look,
So technically fall.
it could be fall's fault. I'm not stressing. I'm not stressing that summer is hurricane season or anything. All I'm saying is that the heat wave, I'd be interested in what kills more people. Is it the heat wave or is it the potential blizzards? You know?
I can tell you that in a lot of states, you are not allowed to cut people's gas or power off in the wintertime. It was funny. I used to work for this power company in Florida years ago, and there was a big freeze that happened in Florida. Remember the year we didn't have any tomatoes? Like every fast food place is like, we ain't got no tomatoes. There was a big freeze in Florida. The price of oranges shot up, and the price of tomatoes were fucking gone. The price of oranges shot the fuck up because it was a huge freeze in Florida. And the last time there was a big freeze in Florida, I was living in Florida, and to see people in Miami who have never felt 40 degrees have to deal with 40 degrees was a wild thing. But you're not allowed to cut people's power. So people were calling and hey, you're not allowed to turn my power off. It's the wintertime and it's freezing. And I was like, well, ma'am, technically, that's not a law in your state. She's like, why? I said, because it's never been cold enough to pass that law. So it's not.
Yeah, it's never been cold enough to kill you.
Right, we're turning your lights off. Your lights are already off. I'll try, but technically this law does not apply to you because you don't live in Detroit. Concrete hot is a different kind of hot. Also, there's no trees to absorb. City hot is different. There's no trees to absorb any heat. There's no real wind coming through nature to alleviate any of it. All the wind that you get in New York in the fall and the wintertime is wind that you needed in the summer.
Okay.
To give some relief. That's how you know. It's just we're not supposed to be here. Honestly. We threw all these buildings up. We made everything fucking hot. I remember as a kid watching David Letterman. And they would always say the joke oh, it's hot enough to cook an egg on the sidewalk. And then David Letterman was like, let's see. It was the 90s. And he went out and he literally put an egg on a sidewalk and it was sunny side up. And I was like, this is all.
It's clearly a bad place then.
Clearly bad. You're literally making breakfast on concrete. This shit is not great. You should throw some home fries next to that bitch. So it's summertime here is different than summertime other places because it's just not right. All of your just being.
I mean, the humidity for me in Louisiana during the summer was what killed me. It was
that's because you always have pants and long sleeve shirts on. You would probably just wet.
No. Even when I was just when I was young and I wore shorts. Even then. Even then, it was walking through hot water.
The face I just made was so... Did you see that? It just hit me so hard. It just hit me so hard.
I was looking down. I didn't see you at all.
It was just pure... This man said, when I wore shorts...
Back in those days when I wore shorts, it was just it was still like walking through hot water.
The humidity in Louisiana is a different beast. It's a different situation. That's a different campaign. Because the humidity in Miami, I'm fully aware, will just really. I don't care how many Dominicans you go to. That blowout, if you don't get it in that state, I took an Atlanta blowout to Miami and it did not make it. My hair swole up like one of those fucking magic washcloths.
Oh God,
girl, hair was
wow.
donezo. You got to get your
Wow.
hair done in that humidity to fight that humidity. But the thing is, when you live somewhere that's humid, your skin, ooh, beach. Because that's what fucked me up when I moved to LA. It was so dry, and I grew up in places with humidity. I had scabs on my face.
Yeah. I will say here during the winter it does get extra dry.
All of the things you apply to your face, but it was also really dry in LA because I remember talking to one of my friends, and she just looked at me. She was like, "Bitches act like everything's dry, all of it."
The last thing I'll say about winter, and in its defense, is that I think that there are some things that can be debunked as summer things. All right, all you really need for some good barbecue.
I
is
knew
to
you were
know-
gonna mention a barbecue. I
is to
knew you
know-
was gonna mention a barbecue.
Is to know how to barbecue and to have the ingredients. You don't actually need sun to barbecue. All right.
Do you want to sit out? So you're saying, okay. I think the act of barbecuing and having a barbecue are two different things.
Okay.
You can cook meat on a grill.
Yeah.
Year round. But having a bunch of people come over to your house to enjoy grilled meats is easier. I've been to barbecues in the wintertime and they don't hit the same. Now, barbecue in the fall, early fall, where like when it comes nighttime and there's just like that slight crisp in the air, somebody will start a fire or something like that. That I can fucks with, right?
Okay.
Because a barbecue is something that goes all day. And everybody knows the temperature drops at night, regardless, most of the time. So a barbecue, when it's cold, it's like, bro, it was already cold when the sun was out. Now you want me to hold this chicken leg when it's even colder? So you're saying, I understand eating barbecue and eating indoors in the wintertime.
Yeah.
But standing outside, eating potato salad, I'm not doing it. It's too cold.
But it's not about being outside for me. For me, sometimes the outside is to the detriment of the barbecue. Sometimes it's so hot that I'm actually not having fun at this barbecue waiting for the meat to cook.
There's a time and place to be in your house. And there's a time and place to be in these streets. And I know we're coming to the time in this trash ass city where it's going to be a lot of in the house. And that's why I got a knitting machine. Because that's why Josh Johnson's finna be out here in a nice beanie and a fresh pair of mittens. So do you want the poof at the top? Because I can make it where it's like a real cool guy beanie where there's no little kid poof at the top. Or we can have you out here being Poof Johnson.
I mean, I would honestly take the no poof. Okay. And I don't know if this is too much to ask, but can the inner lining be satin?
I will figure that out for you, friend.
Because then if it's already satin in the oof, I'm wearing it like every day. You know what I mean?
I'll figure that out. I'll figure out how to make that happen for you because I need to make that happen for me. And I don't care if I gotta buy a bonnet and sew it inside. Because that might be the easiest way to do it. To just get the biggest size satin bonnets. And sew them inside these hats.
Look, we want to kick it to you, the listener. Tell us what you think, because this is the first episode where I can confidently say that there is going to be a part 2 extension, because once we get to beach houses versus cabins, that's the, in my mind, the continuation of this
We're
thing,
doing
like a mountain cabin.
beach versus mountains. All the things you could do at their beach versus the things you do. Listen, I've been to.
You already described it with hate in your heart. I understand your bias. All right.
Of course, this is the verses.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I said my
Jesus.
thing like you were crazy. I said my thing like, oh, beach houses or the beach and then you had the inflection. I heard it. You had the inflection in there of like whatever you do.
You know I'm all about expression, okay? You know I am all about telling it like it is. But yeah, so we'll kick it over to the listener, because if you have been keeping score, Josh is wrong a lot.
First of all, check yourself. All right, check yourself. Yeah,
Who gonna check
me
me,
check
Blue?
myself. You check. You should blue check yourself.
That's a new one. You should blue. Oh, I should be verified. Is that what you're telling me? I don't even get verified because I'm so wrong. I'm so inappropriate for what I'm doing right now that I need to get blue checked.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Yeah, sometimes you win, even I can admit it. All right? But sometimes it's real close. All right? It's very close, and then you still take a W like it's just owed to you, like you just know it for sure, and it's not always that. You know what I mean?
Listen,
I feel like I'm pretty gracious when I'm right. I feel like I don't even bring it up really. And then sometimes
when have you been right? When have you been right? Give me one time.
I think I was pretty right for staycation versus vacation. I think I was on point.
No.
I think I came with facts. I think I
No.
came with
No.
figures and figurines. All right.
You know what I'm so happy about is now you're just starting to sound like me, and
yeah.
It's just
And
ridiculous.
And the last thing I'll say about this, because we're gonna do this extra episode extended, so if you don't even have an opinion yet and you really want to be swayed, you can let me know that. You can let me know, hey, Josh, you did your best, but you're really gonna have to bring it in the next one because I'm leaning towards summer. I understand, all right. But the last thing I'll say about summer versus winter is summer is about a lot of payoff. You're out in the world, you're getting to see your friends, go on vacation, stuff like that. The winter time is about the grind. All right. It's about staying home.
No.
It's about staying home. It's about no days off. It's about doing what the other people don't see because you're inside grinding. Okay. I was in LA. I was talking to some friends while I was in LA, and I was telling them about the grind, and I was telling them about the no days off. And it's like, look, you need to work until you can't work anymore. And if you have a heart attack, that means your heart was a quitter and it couldn't grind hard enough. All right. So stay warm, stay grinding, and stay wintry. Okay. If you want to be a summertime bug, I get that too. All right, I get you on to flap your wings and fly and go all the places and stuff. But if you really care about the grind, that's a wintertime thing. The winter isn't always fun. Sometimes it's hard, and you need hard to grind you into the diamond that you are when it's cold outside. You want to be a frozen diamond, or you want to be a like warm little bikini top. You know what I'm saying? Like what do you really want in your life? Okay?
I hate you, Josh.
This has been Hold Up. Which we've never fully explained the entire title of the show, because it's Hold Up, sure. But really it's Hold Up, Are You Grinding? Okay? Hold up, are you trying to take your life to the next level?
Josh Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, they.
I'm doing my best out here to
Josh
bring
Johnson
you
is a menace.
the great points and the way in which you can elevate your life, okay?
No.
All you need to do
Oh no.
to get the rest of the blueprint is buy my book. It's on Amazon right now, self-published, because I'll really work with publishers because I'm on a grind, okay? Did they tell me no? Sure. But they also missed out on opportunity to grind with me on the way up. So give us your summertime, wintertime thoughts. All right. Put your grinds on social where we can see them. Comment on any hold up content that you see on the Daily Show pages. They're going to be on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. We're grinding all day. It's on every platform. Okay. If we're not on that platform, that means that platform really isn't popping like that.
And if you can find it in your heart to send Josh a message to let him know that he's a fucking miscreant.
At least
But
I'm not
also-
a miscreant, okay?
Listen, buy Josh Johnson's book, Grind Till You Die. I wrote the foreword for it because he wouldn't stop calling me. And it's illegal in 15 states. So just because he
those
does
15
believe,
states aren't motivated, okay?
and he also believes in child labor. So, which I don't wholly disagree with.
Look, let the kids grind.
Hey man,
okay?
not every kid's going to college, bro.
Let the kids work.
Not every kid's going to college. Do they need to be in a factory at the age of 9? No. But hey man, put some step ladders near these coffee making machines at a Starbucks and get these kids on. I'm so not 100% serious. I'm just saying. I've been working since I was 9 years old, and look at me.
Mm-hmm.
Look at me. Look at this grind I'm doing. Okay.
Yeah.
My mama hasn't worked since 2018 because I've been
Let
working.
me tell you. Yeah, see? Get
Since
it.
the
All right?
Clinton administration, okay, baby?
Because I've been grinding, all right? I've been grinding since I was 4 years old. And what do I have to show for it? Only 2 loans. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to Hold Up. Josh Johnson doesn't really have a book. Please don't go looking for it on Amazon.
You will end up buying someone else's book.
And
I'm
someone
sure that
else's
title exists.
Yes. Grind Till You Die. I promise you can find it. So listen to Hold Up. Go see me and Josh Johnson in the places that we're going to be. Follow us on social medias. I guess we have to tell you it's Dulce Sloan at Dulce Sloan on all of the social platforms, including Tumblr, if that's even still around. Do you have a GeoCities website? If you do, keep it. It's probably going to be the last part of the internet when all this falls apart.
Yeah.
Josh Jedediah Johnson.
You can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and at Josh Johnson on Twitter.
We love you. The Lord loves you. And call your mama.
I am excited, genuinely excited to my core, happy for all of my white friends because it's coming. It's coming. Like it's almost, your New Year is almost here. Like pumpkin season is about to start. And yo, I've never seen white joy. Like y'all love autumn so much. It's actually the only time that white people get together and just have love and white pride and it's wholesome. You know what I mean? Any other time you're like, oh no. But but autumn, y'all get together and just, who would have known the thing that would capture the white mind would be leaves changing. I'm not gonna lie, that's y'all's hip hop. It really is. Yo, leaves changing? Y'all are like, hey, that red, go off, bud. You know what I mean? Y'all are out there apple picking, throwing up gang signs. I've never seen anything like it. Y'all travel. It's autumn where you are, and you'll still travel to where there's better autumn. I've never seen, it's so sweet. It's genuine, I am genuinely happy for white people when pumpkins, because everybody makes their pumpkin jokes and pumpkin latte, whatever, but let people have something. This isn't hurting anybody, and it makes white people so happy. This whole time, I thought money made white people happy. And no, it is something about Halloween that like, it's the sweetest. Wow, I thought I had white people figured out. And then as I got older, I was like, it's really autumn where that's where you see some of the least racism in all the country, because everybody too busy like, have you tried this pumpkin spice? My man, yeah, get him. This is my other thing. We don't give visionaries enough credit. We think we do, because I had a conversation with a friend. They said this quote and it stuck with me, where they was like, we only appreciate, visionaries by the time they close their eyes, right? Like, we only appreciate visionaries after they're dead, And I was like, nah, we appreciate some of them, but most of them we never end up appreciating. Like, we make a couple of them popular because it makes us feel smart, right? Like, it makes us feel good to be like Ferdinand Magellan, whatever. And then sometimes we give people as visionaries that weren't visionaries at all. Then the real history comes out and we're like, we gave that dude a bunch of credit. He didn't really do anything. Yeah, I mean, like Columbus. How are we still teaching this? This is crazy. We're like, no, he discovered America. He got off the boat and was talking to everybody who was already there, letting him know he discovered it. That's how I discover stuff. I just roll up in somebody's house and I'm like, man, this is nice. I'm glad nobody's here. And they're like, excuse me, what are you doing in my house? I'm like, oh, who are you? It's like, I'm the owner of this house. That's debatable. Because what would a conversation between Columbus and the natives even gone like? He gets off the boat and he's like, what are y'all doing here? And like, we live here. He's like, oh, hell on that. Look, what do you mean you've been here for generations and generations and you have your own ecosystem and like war and like hierarchy? It's I just got here, so it's been discovered. And they're like, I don't really think it works like that, dude. And he's like, well, can y'all at least like, I got my boys on the boat. Can y'all at least just go in the woods? So when they get off the boat, it look like nobody here. Like they honestly came so far. They'll be really bummed out if they see you. It's gonna ruin everybody's day. Can you please just go in and they're like, no, we're not gonna do that. He's like, I get it. I guess we'll just kill everyone. I know the true part is the saddest part. I know. But it makes me wonder. It's like when you look at visionaries, there are people that we hold up as true beacons, right? That maybe they did some stuff, maybe they didn't, Like I think about with math. We talk about Pythagoras. You learn about him in school, and it makes us feel smart. Like, oh, Pythagoras with the triangles, and don't I know so much? And it's like, no, let's talk about real math. Who made real math? Who made math? We don't know. Who made real math? Somebody had to sit there and be like, this shit is 2. There's just something about it that feels... Yeah, I mean, something about it feel 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see it and it's like, I don't know, it's not... And then they were probably talking to a person. The person was like, what? Nigga, what the fuck is 2? And they were like, well, you know how you're you? Like, you're just you. And they were like, yeah? It's like, yeah, it's just you. So that's like 1 or something. And then this is like, I'm not you. I'm not you at all. I'm like me. So I'm also like a 1, I guess. But then us talking, that's like, that can't still be 1, right? It's gotta be something else. Like, we should just give it a name. And he's like, but what the fuck made you say 2? Like, there's something you're stuck in between your teeth? Like, what made you say 2? He's like, I don't know, it just feels like 2. It feels double of what, and they were like, nigga, what the fuck is double? Like I think about that with things get invented now, they get made now so quickly that it's skipping us. I don't. Not only do I not know how my phone works, because of my phone, I don't need to know how things work. I no things anymore. Because I don't need to know anything. I was about to learn directions. I was so close. I really was. Like, I didn't have my first phone yet, and I was about to learn because I was like, I keep getting lost. I never make it home on time, and I don't have a car, so I'm just always on foot, which thank God, because if you drive in the wrong direction, you're never going to make it home. So I was like, I'm going to learn directions. Like, sooner or later, you need to know what west is. I had no idea what west was. Some people would say, go west. I was like, left or right? Don't hit me with all of this 4 stuff. You know what I mean? And then I got a phone, and on the phone was a compass. So now, I got Google Maps and a compass. I'll never be lost again. I'm good. You know, but it got me wondering, like, who made the compass? Like, we don't make it famous. Who made the compass? But like, I'm sure there's an answer somewhere, but we don't talk about who made the compass, because that was also probably like a 2-type conversation. Somebody made a compass, and they were like, yeah, this will get you home. And they were like, what do you, it's just pointing, it's moving, it's just pointing. How is that? That's confusing as hell. Is home this way or this way? Keep moving. Why is it moving if it's gonna help me get home? Is it magic? Are you a witch? Are you a witch? Because that's the other thing too. Up until a certain point, you really couldn't be smart without being accused of being a witch. We killed all the smart people. We wonder why people in the medieval times didn't have it better. It's because they murdered anyone with a good idea. If somebody was like, maybe we should wash our hands, it's like, that's a witch. Oh, get him quick. Get him, all right? And definitely, if you were a smart woman, you were gone. It was just fact. And so they gave him a compass, and he's like, what is it supposed to do? And it's like, it'll get you home. It knows where north is. How does it know? Well, it doesn't know. It uses magnetism. What the fuck is magnetism? It's like, just trust me. It'll point north. You'll be able to get home that way. Please trust me. You'll get home if you just follow it. Because that's the other problem, is that if you invent something, if you're a visionary, you have to make things for people who not only weren't able to make the thing, they might not understand the thing. When Ford was selling cars, right? He used to sell cars like door-to-door style, which had to be a motherfucker, because then it's like you drove out here to sell the car, right? Even if you make the sale, now you like, bro, can I get a ride? But that's what would happen. Ford would make the sale, right? And the way that he would make the sale is he would teach people to drive. And when they saw how quickly they were getting places, how easy driving was, they bought the car, you know? Especially if he was going to like a wealthy or even like mid-level class farmer's house or something, because they needed cars the most. You used to have to just... Anyway, that much walking is just beyond me. Anyway, so he would sell the car, and he noted it's like in his autobiography, not his autobiography, his biography and stuff, about how people were so unequipped for this new idea so deeply that when they were driving the car, instead of hitting the brake, because they didn't understand what brakes were yet, instead of hitting the brake, they would yell, whoa, in the car, because they were only used to being on horses, right? Which must have been crazy, because imagine you in a like 1920s car, so already not a safe vehicle by the seatbelts hadn't been invented yet, and the motherfucker is speeding going, whoa! You're like, actually, you need to step over there. You need to step. No, I think about it a lot. How do you truly appreciate like a visionary? Usually we just let them cook. We don't kill them anymore. We don't. Unless they're trying to promote peace, and then they gotta go. Those. Oh, yeah. Don't be too good of a person. We'll get you. You know what I mean? But that's it. How do I put this? This is completely unrelated now. I'm moving on. So I don't want you to be confused with like, does this still mean something to the other thing? I don't know what I'm gonna do about it, but I think that my face is too friendly. It's really upsetting. Like, you don't understand. Like, I don't even mean to be this way, but I'm like, it's my attitude and it's my face. I just think it's too much. It's like I don't know. Everyone that sees me on the street is like, you want to talk? And it's like, and it's very jarring. It's like, some of you know what I'm talking about. Some of you have, some of y'all look, I can see good smiles in here. Some of y'all have that smile that makes people go, I can be a part of your day. And it's the last dude that just saw me, and I just walk around with a sort of half smile because when I read about it when I was like in my early 20s, I was like reading this book and it talked about how you should walk around with a half smile, so anytime someone needs a smile, you're halfway there, right? And so then I was like, yeah, and so I adopted it as a person, and so I'm walking around with this half smile. But if you half smile at crazy motherfuckers in New York, that is an invitation. It's not, but it is. They take it as one, even though they should. And so I was just walking, half smile, enjoying my day, enjoying life. And then a dude with just his feet were in buckets. All right? My man's shoes were buckets, okay? I don't even know if he had real shoes on in the but the bucket seemed taut. Like it seemed like it was sticking to the foot. And he just walked up and he was like, "What's up, young brother?" Like, hey, what's up, man? What's up? How you doing? Because this is also like a black thing that a lot of people don't know about. When you're walking down the street and you see another black guy, the number of brothers he calls you is the situation that you're in. If he goes, "Hey, brother," that's just another black guy. If he's like, hey, brother," he needs something. If he goes, hey, brother, that is drugs. That's drugs every time. No one needs you to call you brother that much unless they're your actual brother, okay? So I'm walking over and this man is like, hey, brother. I'm like, I am in danger, okay. This is a lot, and I don't know if y'all like. I'm being real for a second. I don't know if y'all have ever felt this, but have you ever had somebody try to rob you before? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Did you feel it before they did anything? Were you like, oh, okay, he on some bullshit? Like this, you know what I mean? Okay. So this man walks up. He's called me brother 17 times in 6 bucket steps. So he is on one. My man is cooking. He is on one, right? And so he was, and then he walks up, and I can already see from the stance that he got the buckets ready to run in case he needed to run. Like, because he not standing just flat bucket. He got that tip. For those of y'all in the back that can't see, he got his foot like this. So when he need to go, he can go, right? So my man is like this with the bucket. The bucket's like sideways, you know what I mean? And so he's like, do you have the time? And I just looked at him and I was like, yeah, 4:22. And he looked so disappointed. He's like, who just knows the time, right? And I didn't know the time. I made it up. But it seemed like time wasn't really an issue for me. And so then he was like, wow, that was fast. You got a watch? And I was like, no, I just know that it's 4:22. And it's like, oh, did you just look at your phone or something? You got a phone? It's like, why would you ask me if I have a phone? Right? So that's when I knew he was going to try to rob me, right? And so then he's like, you got a phone or something? I was like, yeah, I have a phone. I looked at it 2 minutes ago when it was 4:20. So that's how I know it's 4:22 now. And he made this move. And this is the thing. It takes a crazy person or a brave person to try to rob bare hand, right? You barehanded and you bucket footed. That's not a recipe for success. And so my man is like he's like this. And he's like, you got a phone or something? I was like, yeah, I have a phone. And looked at it 420, everything. And then he's like, give me the phone. And then when he reached and tried to say, give me the phone, he reached for my pockets, right? So he tried to reach for the pocket. I took a step back, and this is when you need shoes. My man started slipping on the bucket. So he's just doing this. He's just like slipping on buckets so hard. And I'm just backing away, but he's skating towards me on buckets. He's like getting closer and closer on buckets. And so then I'm backing up and everything, and he's like, give me the phone, give me the phone. I was like, I'm not gonna give you my phone. And then he got finally I had backed up into a wall. So now it's like fighting time, you know what I mean? And so now I'm in the wall. He keeps sliding up to me. He's like, give me the phone. I said, give me the phone. And so I just pushed him. And the way he fell back, because basically it was, okay, you know when Bambi's mom died? Like, you know how sad you felt? This man was trying to rob me, but it took him so long to slip on these buckets that I almost helped him. Like, it was like, because he was like, he was on his own footed roller coaster. And I almost reached my hand, and I was like, no, wait, this nigga tried to rob me. He deserves nothing. And then he fell back, and then I ran, which is crazy. How was he gonna catch up to me if it wasn't downhill? You know what I mean? You all were so great. Thank you so much. I'm Josh Shanker.
I have a hard time sometimes checking back in with someone who I haven't talked to in a long time. There are some people you can pick up where you left off perfectly. Like, perfectly. Like, even when you call them, you're like, as I was saying. It's been 4 years, but you remember where you left off. And then there's other people where it's like, you got to find your footing again. You know? And it's really difficult, at least in the way that we've structured things right now, for men to have very close, intimate friendships with other men. And it's tough because people talk about this epidemic of male loneliness. I'd like to get to the bottom of why men are lonely, because there are men everywhere. It's kind of crazy that there's millions of men and they're all lonely. It seems like they should meet the men that are also lonely. It's a lot of men to be lonely. Imagine 100 million people feel by themselves. Seems fixable. One would hope. But some of it is just like the way that men make friends. There are very few, especially you're talking about your intimate, your strong friendships. There's very few categories and very few ways to go down that road with another man. It's usually one of a few things. Your best friend as a man is usually one related to you, maybe. That's my brother. Didn't even need to make a friend. My parents made him for me. So we sort of rolled together since we were little because, he was right there. So how you gonna not? That's like when people hate their brothers, I'm like, oh, he must have put some work in then, because by default, y'all should have been at least chilling. And then there are men who become intense friends through a shared trauma, like a war buddy. Like you may not have even been compatible in the outside world, but you went through something that was so distinct to your experience that the only other person that gets it covers so much ground for you that now y'all can be best friends because you went through this thing together. And then the third way is kind of like the brother thing. You just known each other for a long time. I mean, we took civics class together, and that was that. I don't get out much. And even within your friendship, because this is the thing about real loneliness. You don't have to have no friends to be lonely. You can be lonely within the relationships that you have. It's about letting people in. And it's hard as guys for us to really let someone in because there's a thing that we're battling all the time. Some of it's social, some of it's like learned, it's conditioned. And then some of it is not knowing how to express the stuff that's inside. So you're in a really tense place as a guy sometimes. And any little thing can knock you off of a good track you have with a friend. Like a hug. It's a dangerous thing. Hugging as a man. Going in too quick. Looking a little thirsty. We gotta be really specific about our hugs as men, you know? It's on the top of mind, even if you don't think it is. It's surface level, but it's top of mind. You get a weird hug from a friend, it could change your whole relationship. You know? And most of it is like learned over time. As a baseline, you're good to go, right? Especially if you go in for that one palm first, boom, right here, bring it in, very manly. You know, bow, bow, you know, you bang shoulders together. Whoever shoulder breaks first loses. That's my boy, bow, bow, right? You want to make it extra painful, you go in with the other hand. Bow, bow, bow. I remember one time I went in, you know, hugged my buddy, hands out, bow. Good loud clap too, real manly stuff. People that we didn't know heard that pop from across the room. Pow! Went in for the hug, boom! Messed up both our shoulders. And if I'm being honest, it all went awry at the end because I don't know where his mind was at. But, you know, he went to, you know, close it off, last hand on the back. But for some reason, it was a little low, like... Just so you understand what I went through. We were going in for the hug, bow. I bring it in, bow. He comes around. Mid-hug, I'm like, sir. He immediately like, yeah, my bad, dog. I didn't mean to, yeah, no, it was great, you know, wind. And depend on who you are and who it happens with could knock the whole friendship out of whack forever. That's how delicate it is. Oh. And it's tough sometimes, tough to make friends as a man. Like even if you really rock with somebody, you really respect them, you really admire them, and you might even tell them so, but you don't know how to cross over that next level to really be a friend. You know? And because it's not often communicated, a lot of men don't know they have friends. You have people that you're cool with. But then, if somebody asks them and somebody asks you, you're both like, yeah, I guess we're friends. I mean, yeah, he cool.
Like, what'd he say about me? Like, no, like, he cool. Like, I mean, like, I like Buddy. Like, he cool and everything, and I'm sure he think I'm cool, but, like, I think we're friends, but it's also cool if we not. Like, if we're not friends at all. Like, I don't care. We could be enemies for all I care. Like, let's get it. Oh, it's true. And then, sometimes you don't realize how hard it is to make friends until you look around and you're like, oh, I don't feel like I have many. It's a thing that can happen subtly. It's not something that comes all at once. You look around and you're like, oh, who would I really call if I was in trouble? Maybe just a few people, maybe genuinely. There's no one you feel comfortable making that call to, And so you want to make friends, but it's tough to go out there and try to make friends as a man sometimes. And it doesn't have to be, but just think about it. Like, dudes always act like they don't know what they mean when a woman is like freaked out by a guy coming on too strong, but let a man just try to be your friend. As a man, walk up to another man and be like, I like your jeans. See how it goes. I'm sure it'll be fantastic. You know what I mean? But that's my thing. That's my thing, is that we're in a place now where, for the most part, it doesn't have to be this hard. We have online friendships. We have friendships that we can make in person. There's no reason for people to feel lonely. And women try to help. They do. You ever had your girlfriend try to make you some friends? It's one of the most demoralizing. It's one thing when you little. When you're like a little kid and you're weird. Like, I was weird and I was a little kid and my mom was like, let me get him some help. Let me find some other weirdos. They can be weird together. It becomes very different when you're like 30. And someone who has made the choice to love you slowly starts trying to set you up with just any other man so you have someone to talk to besides her. Which is just like so fundamentally what it is. Like, it's just sadly a woman who's like, I can't hear everything. Some of this gotta be for the locker room, please. Men are out here so lonely. We got women trying to set us up for locker room talk just so it won't be talked to them for like an hour. And getting set up on like a boyfriend play date is one of the saddest experiences, because as men, you both know why you there. You both sitting here now, knowing why you here, and both y'all acting too good for each other. Like, both y'all sit here like, yeah, the game was crazy last week. I got friends, just so you know. Like, I even know why she doing this. Like, yeah, I got people to talk to. And then Buddy over here is like, yeah, sports. Yes, the team is doing well, but not as well as we would like. We hope that they will do better, but they have won some games. We hope they win more. Sports. I also got friends. Like, I don't know why my girl, like, I don't know why our girl, when that's just them being obsessed with us when we not around for her to tell you about me and me about you. You know, there's no need, you know, like we could just watch the game, you know, to get without it being something, being weird or anything. You know? Do you want to watch the game though? Because, I think it'd be a good one if you want to. Yeah, no, I'd love to watch the game. I'd love to. This is nice, dog. This is nice. Oh. Because it doesn't have to be this way. Your friendships are incredibly important, and I think seeking them out is a very important business to make in life. Seeking out good friendships, seeking out people that make you a better person. It will make you richer than anything you could have ever imagined, because friends take care of you. There are times where you don't know what's going to happen to you, and there are people who you didn't need to call, you didn't need to ask, they just show up because they care about you. Those things are incredibly important, and a lot of men feel like they're missing in their lives, and is once again wild because there are a lot of men. I feel like we could get to the bottom of it pretty quickly. Just looking around, you know? Because a lot of what makes that loneliness is a cycle. It's a hamster wheel of somewhat our own making. You know, you're on this thing because you don't feel loved and you don't feel lovable. And when you don't feel loved and you don't feel lovable, you usually don't behave in a way that makes you more lovable to people. You usually don't open up. And so you're acting in a way that becomes more antisocial. It pushes more people away. So the people that you would have got just by happenstance, they get pushed away. And then there are actively people in your life that you try to be close to. You push them away as well. And then by the fact that you push so many people away, it reconfirms to you the thing that you told yourself about yourself. And so you just stay on that wheel. And it is simple to get off. It's not easy, but it's simple. You just step off of the wheel and you walk up to a guy that you respect and you say, I like your jeans. Like, it's cool. They're really cool. Like, I don't know, you're like cool. And one of the reasons that is simple but not easy, one of the reasons it's scary to do is because there seems to be such a lack of accepting that thing, of accepting that love, of accepting someone wanting to be there for you, take care of you and everything. It's very hard to get in. And look, once you're there, you're there. Once you're there, you know, I know a lot of loyal men, and you'll have a friend for life, but there's some walls, you know? Like, one thing that I've seen is a rabbit hole that I've fallen down that I enjoy very much is this trend of men calling to wish their friends good night. And it encapsulates everything that I'm saying. It's one of the most fascinating things to watch. Basically, if you haven't seen this yet, people are recording, usually the girlfriend or wife is recording their husband or boyfriend calling his friends to say goodnight. That's it. That's literally it, and it's one of the most fascinating things you can watch, because there are as many reactions as there are like faces on a diamond. Like you cannot predict what's going to happen, and you will be surprised every single time. Because they'll call, and one of those calls, they answer, "Hey, what's up?" Nothing. What's up with you, man? Oh, not much. You know, I was just calling, about to go to bed and everything, so I just want to wish you good night. The first one I watched, I just want to call and wish you good night, you know, just have a good night. And the guy was like, What? No, I was just saying, call and wish you good night. Like, hope you have a good night too. Sleep tight, drink sweet dreams and everything. What? And this reaction comes because the last time that a man heard those words, he was a boy. And it was his parents. And that's if it ever happened. So a lot of men don't know how to handle it. It's literally like, yeah, I'm just saying, like, sleep tight, night, and everything. Huh? Not even kidding. In the call. What are you doing? Nothing. I'm just about to nod off and everything. So I was saying, have a good night. I'll see you when I see you. Like, I gotta go. Another one of my favorites. Another one that genuinely filled me with joy. This dude called and he was like, "Hey man, how you doing? I'm good. How you doing? Yeah, no, I'm good, man. I'm just about to nod off and everything. So I'm, just wanted to wish you good night, say sleep tight, sweet dreams and everything." Dude on the phone went, "What? Night? What you mean good night?" You would not believe how many men said, "What do you mean good night?" What do you mean good night? He's like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm just about to go to bed, sweet dreams, everything." And he's like, "Yo, you good? Are you good? Dog, for real, are you good?" And for the rest of the phone call, he could not convince his friend he wasn't kidnapped. It's like, "Yeah, dog, no, I'm good, I'm chilling. I'm just, about to nod off. We haven't talked in a while, so I want to say night, wish you sweet dreams and everything." And he's like, oh, they got you? Ooh, okay. Let me know where you at. Where you at? No, I'm at home. I'm just saying, like, sweet dreams and everything. Like, I hope you sleep well, like, sleep tight and everything. Like, I won't let you die, dog. Where you at? No, I'm right now. Just send me the address. Like, put it in code or something. Like, totally different call. This dude called. Wish this dude good night. He was like, "Hey, I just want to say good night, sleep dreams, hope you, have a good night and everything." And the dude said, "Huh? Yeah, just good night. Hope you have a good night." Yo, what you mean good night? I'm just saying good, like, have a good night, like, sleep well. He's like, yeah, whoa, why you calling me telling me that? Like, you call me like I'm like a side chick or something. What you doing? It's like, "No, dog, I just wanted to wish you, a good night. I hope you sleep well, sleep tight and everything." Hey, I really feel like you're being disrespectful right now. And one of the reasons I feel like this is such a phenomenon is because I'm not saying that women even do this all the time, but the way that women are friends with each other has a lot more of these little things in it. It's the little checkups. It's the little, like, how you doing, how you been. It's the little chats that is usually missing in male friendships, which makes a lot of men not really know where they stand with other men. Like, you'll be friends with somebody. You'll be considered a friend by somebody, but you won't be sure. You'll be like, no, I like him. And we hang out once in a while, but like, he's like my other friend's brother. So if you ask him, I guess he'd say we're friends, but it's also cool if he doesn't. Like, I don't care. I ain't care. I'm not pressed about that. Like, maybe we friends, maybe we not. I don't know. It's cool either way. If you want to be enemies, we could do that too. Like, because that's the thing. It's just how we show love is very specific. Like, I've watched my girlfriend tell her girlfriends, love you, easily. Not another thought. Love you is bye, love you middle conversation, whatever, right? And as men, we rarely say, I love you to other men, especially that we're not related to. And I think it's because to me, it's just a different style of love. Because a lot of men will not say, I love you to their other friends, to other men. They won't say, I love you. They say it in a different way, because what we value as men is the sort of like loyalty or ride or die level of commitment that we have to each other that stays unspoken. Sometimes you don't even know somebody has it for you until you're in trouble. So as men, we don't really say, I love you to each other like that. You know a man loves you when he says, dog, I'd die for you. Because we really just sort of keep it in life and death. Outside looking in, I'm not saying I know, I'm just saying from what I watch, it seems like women are very excited to give and receive love from each other. And as men, we're very excited to die. Oh, we would love to die together. That'd be preferable. Just let's die together. Yeah, no, we'll ride out right now, dog. Yo. And that's what I saw in that phone call when that dude called his friend. That dude loved him, convinced he was kidnapped. I was like, where you at? Let me know right now. Because so much of it is like about being hard, I suppose. Like, as a man, you want to be not just respect, you want to be admired, you want to be hard, and it seems like being hard is the way to get those two things. It was this dude called his buddy, said sweet dreams. He's like, what you mean sweet dreams? What you mean sweet dreams? No, I'm just saying sweet dreams. No, what you mean sweet dreams? I don't have sweet dreams. All right, it's nightmares every day around here. Nobody worried about some sweet dream. What you dreaming about? Shoot, I dream about work. Maybe my favorite one, we're talking like top. One of my favorite ones is this dude calls. Hey, what's up, dog? Oh, I'm good. What's up with you? Nothing. I just wanted to call, say good night, sleep tight. On the bed bugs by anything. Just wanted to wish you a good night, man. He was like, how you know I got bed bugs, dog? Like, I didn't tell anybody about that. What's wrong with you? Why you... Don't be telling people my business, for real. We're talking like top 2-3 videos of the trend. There was this one dude calls his buddy up, and he's already giggling because he knows how his friend's gonna react. Because that's the thing, is that it's so funny how weird people react, because you can tell from the way they pick up the phone that they're close. Who they chose to call for a reason. And half of them, when they pick up, they're being silly anyway. Hey, what's up? If that's how you answer, you can't freak out when someone says good night. And male friendships are so important because at least for the guys that I know, they're some of the only friendships that tether you. They tether you to a way of seeing the world that is unconditional of other things. I'm not saying that when you have female friends or when you're alone, you can't get to the same place you can get with male friends. I just think it's very different. It's very different. Like if you went to one of your female friends after a breakup and, you're telling her what happened, maybe she'll see your perspective, but she probably wasn't going to do the same thing as you were going to do. Whereas if you go to a guy after a breakup and you tell him what happened, one of two things is either going to happen. He's either going to see completely your perspective. Maybe he'll pump you up. Maybe he'll tell you were wrong, but he's going to see it exactly the way that you see it. Or he's going to be like, dang, I was about to do that same thing. That's good to know. Like I was about to ruin my whole life. Oh, thank God you did it before me. Okay. Oh, that's good to know. All right. No. Because I want that for the men that I see suffering from loneliness. I want them to have friends. Friends would fix the loneliness, and it would heal a big part of this thing that we see en masse from men. When you see a bunch of like angry men, some people are like, all these angry dudes just need a girlfriend. All these like incels just need to get laid. It's like, no, they need friends. like friends. Friends would fix things way more than I think we realize, because sometimes those dudes get a girlfriend. I know it doesn't seem likely, but it's true. No, fundamentally, I'm being serious. It's true. Sometimes the most like weird, nasty posting incel will actually get a girlfriend, and it doesn't necessarily heal everything, because now in their mind they're like, okay, this woman likes me. This woman doesn't think that I'm ugly. But all of these preconceived notions they have about women still remain. Whereas when you have friends, I'm not saying it makes you a wholly better person. It depends on the friends that you keep. You can measure parts of a man by the company that he keeps. But at the same time, when you have a bunch of friends around you, well-rounded friends that can hear what you're saying or can understand where you're coming from and can help guide you down a better path, that makes it better for everyone. Some of my best friends have shown me things about myself I wouldn't have caught otherwise. And it's not as if you even need that many. I don't even know if men could handle a lot of friends. We're not good at maintaining relationships in the same way. So 5 is probably enough. Honestly, 5, that 5th one, you're going to forget his name once in a while. 5 is a lot. A lot of men have 1. And once again, it falls into the categories I was talking about before. They have one truly close friend, one truly close male friend, and they either have just known him a long time, or it's their brother, or they went to war together. Yeah? But they have one. So when he dies, that's it. Because you're also his only one. I hope that we can get men to prank each other to the point of good mental health. I hope that it would be so dope if the next level of the prank is just like, hey everybody, I'm gonna go to my buddy's dad's funeral to support him. Let's see what he does. He's there at the funeral. He's like, how you feel, man? How are you doing? His friend's like, how am I doing? What you mean how I'm doing? What you mean how you trying to get knocked out? What you mean how I'm doing? Huh? What you mean how I'm doing? What do you mean how I'm doing? What do you mean? And then he cries on his shoulder, and that's the cry on the shoulder challenge. Like, you just have to ask how a man is doing over and over until he answers. And then he really needed that. It's really important. So have a moment together. Just see dudes like, next trend, just next trend is just like, like the kitchen challenge where you just like go over to your boy's place and just check his kitchen. Like, is it insane? Is it disgusting? Are there other things living there? Oh, I'd love to see, and we as a society will hopefully be around much longer. One day TikTok's gonna be pretty old. I wanna see a TikTok challenge where it's just dudes calling each other out of nowhere, being like, hey, make sure you get your prostate checked. All right, we all 50 and up right now. Like, no, look, I'm gonna call him, tell him to check his prostate, see how he react, right? And it's like, all right, yeah, because we both 55, so it's like that time, you gotta keep up with your health and everything. He freaking out. You're like, why you worried about my prostate, dog? Like, it's something I hope continues. Because I think it's nice. Out of all of like the TikTok trends and YouTube pranks, this is like one that I think is genuinely good. Because you'll see these compilations of them, and then every once in a while you'll get one. This dude called his friend. He was like, hey, how you doing? I'm good. How are you? I'm all right. I was just calling, wish you good night and everything. And so I was like, what? It's like, yeah, no, I was just thinking about you, so I want to say good night, sleep tight. You know what I mean? Have sweet dreams and everything. And his buddy was like, oh, thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. You have sweet dreams too, dog. No, that's special.